Hi, my name is Monika Wieland Shields, and I'm the director of the nonprofit research group, the Orca Behavior Institute. This snapshot is a quick summary of a pilot study we conducted in 2021, monitoring vessel incidents in the vicinity of killer whales around the San Juan Islands. In 2018, Governor Inslee's Orca Task Force convened and ultimately generated a list of recommendations that could be implemented at the Washington state level to benefit the endangered southern resident killer whales. One of these recommendations was the creation of a commercial whale watch licensing program. This program was developed by the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife in 2020 and implemented in 2021. During the development process, one identified data gap was the potential role of the so-called Sentinel effect. The Sentinel effect hypothesizes that the presence of commercial whale watch vessels reduces vessel incidents around the whales due to professional operators modeling correct behavior and intervening before vessel incidents may occur. The final licensing rules restrict only commercial whale watch vessels. Under the terms of the license, they must view southern residents from over a half-mile away for most of the year, with viewing at 300 yards permitted for 4 hours a day during 3 months of the year. Other vessels, including private boaters, can view at 300 yards year-round. We took the opportunity during the first year of the licensing program to study a potential Sentinel effect by monitoring vessel incidents around the whales, both during and outside the season. Commercial whale watch boats could view southern residents at 300 yards. Our study was conducted from May through October, with data collected both onshore and on the water around both southern resident and Biggs killer whales. We monitored all vessels within 1 mile of the whales, tracking the presence of commercial whale watch, research, education, enforcement, and private vessels, and noting any vessel incidents that violated current speed and/or distance regulations. This resulted in 100 hours of observation across 60 whale encounters, including 329 vessel incidents. Much of the vessel monitoring to date has occurred from education vessels, so this study provides new insight into what happens under different scenarios, such as when education and enforcement vessels are not on scene. Nearly a third of the time we observed whales, there were no vessels within 1 mile. About 50% of the time, there were between 1 and 5 vessels present. Commercial whale watch and private vessels were on scene most often, though much more often with Biggs killer whales than southern residents. While there are some caveats as to why these numbers are as high or low as they are for each ecotype, they accurately reflect the overall trend of whale watch and private vessels being on scene most often. Education boats were present 15 to 20% of the time, while enforcement was present about 7% of the time. The vast majority of incidents we observed occurred by private vessels. These incidents were pretty evenly split between speed and distance violations, with 25% of southern resident incidents being the highest risk infractions that violated both speed and distance rules. To assess the impacts of the presence of commercial whale watching vessels on the count of incidents by private vessels, we developed a negative binomial regression model. The model showed a statistically significant result where the predicted mean count of vessel incidents drops from 6.6 per hour in the absence of commercial whale watch boats to about 2.6 per hour in the presence of commercial whale watchers. A similar effect was not seen in our model when looking at the impacts of the presence of education vessels on private vessel incidents. Additionally, we monitored visible sentinel actions where whale watch boats actively honked their horns or waved whale flags to intervene before private vessel incidents occurred. We documented a 65% positive response rate of private vessels to sentinel actions, similar to the 70% success rate documented by the Pacific Whale Watch Association in their 2021 Sentinel report. This helps validate the self-reporting done by the PWWA and shows that overall, such sentinel actions are effective in preventing private vessel incidents. This study is the first to explicitly examine the sentinel effect in the field, showing that the presence of commercial whale watch vessels reduces incidents by private vessels in the vicinity of killer whales. With commercial whale watch vessels on scene much more often than education and enforcement, their impact on private vessel behavior is particularly important. This study is currently under review for publication and will be an important consideration when reevaluating vessel regulations that limit only commercial whale watch vessels and not other vessel types. Thank you.